Cebu Fun Treasure, hidden in plain sight. Safety first. Everyone should wear a life vest. The undercurrents in Mactan are deceptively strong. If no one is an expert rower who can easily maneuver their rubber boat, never go deeper than 4 feet, and someone must be standing firmly on the seafloor holding the boat. An expert rower should be able to do this easily. When going to the deep, never overload the rubber boat with too many passengers. Follow the manufacturer's recommendation or use common sense. If it's difficult to maneuver, then that means the rubber boat is overloaded. Here's my thesis. If you are in Cebu City, you are virtually in a nice and clean beach resort where you have privacy. The Mactan public beaches are now crowded, but you and your friends can hang out on a rubber boat far out in the sea, away from the crowd. Traffic is no problem if you ride a motorcycle. It only takes 30 to 40 minutes. This is perfect for call center barkadas in Manila. Instead of spending a month worth of your salary staying in expensive beach resorts, you can stay at a low-cost but comfortable Airbnb, reddoorz, or hostel in the city for only 300 to 400 pesos a person and still enjoy the coral reef treasures of Cebu. Rubber boat gimmick. How in the world do you carry a big rubber boat and 2 life vests on a motorcycle? This photo collage will give you an idea. For those visiting Cebu, you can rent a motorbike from ZG for only 500 pesos a day, or if there's 2 of you, 250 pesos a person. Aren't rubber boats and electric pumps expensive? In Lazada, the rubber boat costs 1,200 pesos. Life jacket 235, and electric pump 152. Public beaches have electrical outlets you can plug into for 50 pesos to pump your rubber boat. But you only have to buy them once. Unlike renting a cottage for a day, which costs around 2,000 to 3,000 pesos. And if your pump fails, there's usually someone who has a manual pump that inflates inflatable water toys for money. I'm not sure how much it costs for a big rubber boat, probably around 100 pesos. If you leave around 3 in the afternoon, you will arrive at the beach around 3:30, when the sun is already mild or not that hot anymore. But you still have around 2 hours to snorkel. You need some sun anyways for vitamin D. I discussed this in my blog article, $1 Billion Diet. Mactan Newtown closes at 10 at night, so you can continue to hang out with your barkada or enjoy a romantic evening with your love under the beautiful stars. For call center barkadas who work the night shift, you can leave at dawn and enjoy the serene twilight ambience of the sea. This is a photo of Jacob and Bella rubberboating in twilight. And later, you can bask at the rays of the sunrise, or you can just tough it out under the sun the whole day as long as you wear sunscreen, or wear a rash guard and a hat, or a sombrero. The best beach to go to is Mactan Newtown. It's 200 pesos entrance and a 50 pesos discount for weekdays and local residents, so bring your IDs. You can also go to Marigondon Beach, which has no entrance fee, but make sure to wear rubber shoes or water shoes, because during low tide, you will need to walk about 100 yards where there are sea urchins or tuyums. This is a free public beach, so of course it can get very crowded. But this is where the magic of the rubber boat comes in. Even in the weekend, where it is most crowded, me and my scholar can still enjoy privacy in crystal clear emerald and turquoise green waters, far away from the crowd. This is also in Marigondon. Not too shabby, eh? The flora and fauna is not that much different when snorkeling in Boracay. This is me helmet diving in Boracay. The crystal clear emerald and turquoise green water is just like in Mactan. Hudson is also a good option if you bring kids because it's a cove and it's shallow. Entrance is 40 pesos. The great thing about Mactan is that the waters around it is relatively calm all year round, even during Habagat and Amihan because it's protected by Santa Rosa, Bohol, and Cebu Islands. So you can sip your sunmig light and munch on your favorite chichirias in tranquility. That's all you really have to know. The rest you can figure out on your own. But if you want me to spoon feed you and you have a high threshold of tolerance for my irritating voice, continue weeding. Essence of rubber boating. We are tied to the ocean, and when we go back to the sea, whether it's to sail or to watch, we are going back from whence we came. JFK. Swimming in the deep crystal clear emerald and turquoise green waters satisfies my soul. I don't know why. Maybe it's just instinct or embedded in my genes or biology. I've learned early in my life that if we go against our true nature or instinct, it's always a recipe for unhappiness. And that's why I've been doing this since I was in high school 35 years ago. I also learned back then that scuba diving gives me an earache that would last for days, so I resorted to a much lamer alternative, snorkeling and rubber boating. Back then, there was no traffic, so going by car was okay. Portable electric pumps were not common yet, so I had to inflate my rubber boat at a gas station and transport it on top of my car. My car became an instant head-turner, like a Lamborghini. When stopping at a traffic light, everyone would be looking at my car. Going to the beach breaks the monotony of city life and refreshes one's mental well-being. This is especially true for call center agents. The purpose of the rubber boat is so that I don't have to swim all the way to the shore to rest or eat snacks. I also have a shark phobia because I was too young when I watched the movie Jaws. So having something I can quickly climb on when there is a shark gives me a sense of security. There are sharks, barracudas, and venomous sea snakes around Mactan, although nobody has ever been attacked by them. Here's a video of me snorkeling near the cliff, or cantil. Notice, it suddenly turns dark as it drops 100 feet. Imagine if a barracuda suddenly appears out of nowhere. I know you're already immune to the fear of the wild under the sea after watching those nature channels. But the actual is entirely different from a YouTube video. Believe me, if you lived in Manila all your life, and you and your buddies come to Cebu to snorkel near the cliff, you would wish you have a rubber boat beside you. After learning about neuroplasticity, I frequently take my foster kids and scholars snorkeling, hoping it will help rehab them from their childhood trauma. But they are too scared to go in the water. The rubber boat allows them to snorkel without having to go in the water. Also, there are some beaches in Mactan where during low tide, you have to walk very far to where it is deep enough to swim. And if the water is up to your knees, it is very difficult to walk, not to mention the sea urchins and the other scary or icky creatures you can possibly come in contact with, especially if you can't see what you're stepping on because of the thick seagrass or seaweeds. The private beach house of my high school classmate Dax was like this, so when we go there, my classmates would take turns riding my rubber boat during low tide. Dax was so cool, he would be in billboards and magazines because he was a model. But I didn't know male models are required to shave their legs, so when he got on my rubber boat, I freaked out, and my classmates laughed at my ignorance. I've been all over the world and experienced all kinds of luxury. Believe me when I tell you, this is it. Luxury yachts and private jets, they don't make me happy. You've probably heard the axiom, the two happiest days in a yacht owner's life are the day he buys it and the day he sells it. Of course, you'll be excited the day you buy the yacht, but after a while, you probably realize you just bought something very expensive that doesn't really make you happy. So when you sell it, you will feel relieved. You at least got some of your money back. Well, of course, if you give me a Ferrari, I will happily accept it, but I will just sell it and use the money to help the needy. It's really the people I'm with and making a difference in other people's lives that makes me happy and content. And also, as I said earlier, satisfying my biological needs and instincts, such as playing golf. Our genetic makeup determines our roles in society. Maybe golf satisfies my hunter genes, That's why when I make a bad shot, I get so pissed even if I know golf is just a useless game. Maybe my uncontrollable emotional reaction to missing an easy putt is a survival feature, warning me that if I continue to suck, my family or village will go hungry. And maybe basketball enthusiasts have the warrior genes, except now human society is more civilized, so there's no more need to fight and hunt. So we invented sports such as golf and basketball to satisfy our biological needs that evolution hasn't yet removed but are already obsolete in the modern socio-economic system. Also, the richest people in the world ride a motorbike for fun. Their bikes are faster and bigger, but to me, speeding on a motorbike is not fun, it's just dangerous and irresponsible. I wrote an article about road safety that I think everyone should read. I will soon make video demos on my safety techniques or maneuvers. For now, the most important thing to keep in mind when riding a motorbike is never go above 40 kilometers per hour. Slow joy riding also satisfies my biological instinct. However, getting stuck in traffic is something I hate, even if I'm riding a Bentley, listening to a good audiobook. Maybe because traffic jams are something new from an evolutionary perspective, so our biology is not yet used to it. Let me walk you through my process to give you some tips and ideas. First, I only go rubber boating when I feel healthy and energetic. You can't have fun if you are exhausted, and if you keep pushing it, at some point you are going to burn out and resort to drugs. Please join my advocacy in asking Congress to pass some sort of part-time opportunity law. I would also like to share my health discoveries that have helped me tremendously. For those who are always ill because of allergies, give my solutions a try. Also, the key to health is your microbiome. In anything I do, I always have a system or checklist to avoid problems that would ruin the fun and pleasure. This also prevents stress and allows me to focus more on what's more important. The night before I go rubber boating, I charge my gadgets. I also load my playlist on my iPhone like songs, 10-minute stand-up comedy, talk shows, etc. I include stand-up comedy like Fluffy and Bilber because laughter is healthy and I usually don't go out with friends or a barkada. I'm always with girls I'm mentoring, so my only source of laughter during the motorcycle ride is my downloads such as Alex Calleja or Dave Chappelle. I also have one of my scholars check the tire pressure using my portable electric pump and check the oil level of my motorcycle. If your motorcycle tires do not have enough pressure, at least 32 psi, your interior could tear if you hit a bump. Here's my checklist before I leave. Make sure the padlock key is with the motorbike key. Hook the Bluetooth speaker on the right chest so you can clearly hear Coach Mav's inspirational speeches. JBL speakers have a powerful bass that might disrupt the rhythm of your heartbeat, so don't put it on your left chest. If your passenger is the dominant, then of course put it nearer to her, since it will be her songs that will be playing. Put the rubber boat sack bag in front of you, and put the sack bag containing the life vest between you and your passenger. There is no need to bring food. Just stop by Jollibee or AA Barbecue. The public resort in Mactan sells drinks and chichirias even cheaper than 7-Eleven. We usually go to Mactan Newtown. Use Waze or Google Maps to get to Mactan Newtown Business Park, which is across the church. Then enter the road next to the blue building. Then take the first left. Then turn right at the gate that has the Mactan Newtown sign. Then turn right again. Then take the left fork. So here's the list of things to do upon arrival. And when it's time to leave, this is the list of things to do. And upon arriving home, I have my scholar rinse the rubber boat and life vest and put it back in the sack bags when they're dry. Here are more tips. If you are in a hurry to buy the rubber boat and life vest, you can buy in Gaisano Country Mall in Manila, but the price will be more than double. A 2-person 300-pound rubber boat will cost around 3,300, while the 3-person 500-pound is around 6,000. Strangely, I bought my 3-person rubber boat in Bustans for only 4,000, and Rustan's is supposed to be more expensive. But Rustan's only sells them during the summer season. In Gaisano Country Mall, life vest costs between 750 to 900 pesos. If you bring a car, just buy in Lazada the electric pump that you can plug into the cigarette lighter or 12-volt outlet of your car. Note that there's no traffic on Sunday, so if you have a car, it's better to just go by car. The reason why I bring the heavy portable pump is because I want to pump it right on the beach and not have to carry the rubber boat from where there is an electrical outlet, which can be far. Also, it can inflate tires, so in case my motorbike or car gets a flat tire, it can get me to the nearest vulcanizing station. You can buy this in Lazada. The pump is $7.99, charger around 1,500, battery 600 for a total of around 2,900 plus shipping. Note the battery also serves as an additional power bank for your cell phones. When I was cleaning and organizing my parents' house, I found a one-person sized rubber boat. Me and my scholar can still fit comfortably, but our legs will have to be touching, which I try my best to avoid, so I never used it again. When my scholars inflate the large rubber boat, they always make a mistake of removing the big bottom plug instead of just opening the top plug. The advantage of the top plug is that air can come out, but air can come in. The big plug is only removed when deflating. One last tip. When people borrow my rubber boat, they always lose the stopper ring for the paddle. You can just cut out an old interior and use it as a stopper. Okay, this is overkill. But if you want some shade from the sun, you can do some engineering. And if you want some privacy, just drop down the curtains. And lastly, if you want to splurge, my recommendation is Plantation Bay. Thanks for watching, and please don't subscribe to my channel.